Hi, my name is Seth. I produce music under the name Velvet Year, and today I want to show you guys my favorite way of using the Kiive Complexx compressor on drum compression, specifically with getting sort of like nasty, dirty, rocky indie pop drums. So one of my favorite ways of using Complexx compressor is just as a drum bus compressor. Some things to take into account is attack time and release time. We want it to let those initial transients through, but we also want to have the release set in a way where it's giving us that pump, but it's also like not bleeding into like the next hit. So I'm normally dialing these in by ear. I like things pretty aggressive. Another thing I'm doing is I'm using the sidechain control to control how much I'm letting the kick influence the compression. Sometimes I like having my bus compression be more centered on the snare. So the more I like it snare centered, I'll bring up this sidechain. And then this tone control is really useful. For me, whenever I was doing drum compression, I would always feel like the compression would take some kind of characteristic of the low end or the high end away. And so I would normally have to add something like a Pultec EQ, but the Complexx compressor already has a very similar EQ curve built in. Here's without the compressor. Then with. Another thing that I like to do is actually add a second Complexx compressor and almost emulate the sound of like a really crazy compressed Telefunken mono room mic. I really like that sound on a drum mix, and I feel like I've been able to get like a very similar sound from the Complexx. So I'll bring the width down to 65 to try to get like that mono room mic sound, and then I'll just kind of dime everything. I'll have it be the fastest attack time. I'll really bring the release up to get this really like pumpy motion. I really just want this to like activate like all like the harmonics inside of the compressor. Again, doing a little bit of tone shaping with the tone knob. And then I'll just sort of bring the mix down until I get a balance that I like. That sounds pretty good. So quick A/B test with both Complexx compressors off and then on. If you want to check out the Complexx compressor, it is available now at kiiveaudio.com.